once we start the healing process, we heal on every level, not only ourselves, but everyone, our whole lineage, past, present, and future. And that's something to be aware of, and to celebrate as well. I think most of us don't even take into account what we are doing, how much we are doing. And we are community creatures. We need to belong. Especially women know how to weave those webs, those networks. That's how we started, and this is still deeply within us. That's the rise of the divine feminine. So when we heal each other. When we heal our ancestors. When we heal our community and our family. Sometimes it is a little bit uncomfortable because they feel something has changed within you. You've changed your energy, and then they don't like that, because that means that they have to face their stuff too, that they have to face what's going on with themselves and with their expression. Are they standing in their truth? Are they really in their power?
Hello, ladies. Here's your friend Blanca with another edition of the Wounds to Wings Summit. Now, I'm going to introduce to you a dear friend of mine, Nadine Kuehn. She is so close to my heart. You will love her after you listen to her. Let me give to you a little introduction about her so that you start getting the gist of who this lady is and why she's here. She's a professional singer, an intuitive healer, and a sacred feminine coach. Since 2014, she's been working with women from around the globe as a result of her own transformational journey from feeling disconnected and unworthy to truly standing in her power and finding her own voice of truth. She helps women activate their full potential and reconnect with their divine feminine essence so that they can live a life that truly want and desire. Nadine's focus is on holistic well-being, bringing body, mind, and soul back into alignment. She's the host of Natural Woman Alchemy podcast. Nadine, I'm so happy to have you with us.
Blanca, I'm so honored. Thank you so much for creating this sacred space and inviting me. And also thank you so much for this beautiful introduction. I'm so happy to be here with you and spending this time with you. You are also very close to my heart, and I feel this very wonderful feminine connection between us, sister connection between us, and I just love what you're doing. Thank you for your work.
Oh, Nadine, so happy to have you with us. So you are a singer and you work in intuitive healing.
Yeah.
And this did not start just like that. How did you get here? What got you started? I don't know how far you want to go, because maybe what got you started into singing and what propelled you into healing with music, with sound.
Yeah. That's such a beautiful question, and it's a very personal answer, of course, and it takes me way back into my childhood, because when I was a little child, I was always singing. Like, I was always singing everywhere, dancing and singing, and I always wanted to be a singer. Like, there was nothing else that I wanted to do, and for some reason I had that connection. For some reason I had that connection with my voice and just expressing myself through my voice and just standing in my truth in that way. And you know how it happens in childhood, we experience, hurts and wounds and traumas, and that made me feel very disconnected. But I never stopped singing. There that was the only kind of force that I always would hang on to. But I also always felt like that I have more spiritual gifts. Like, I could see things, I could hear things, I could feel things, and I would kind of combine it with my voice. I would just touch people with my voice. And for some reason, people were touched by my voice when I was singing. And I could never let go of it. So long story short, I did a lot of singing practices, and I studied singing at university, music production with the center or with the main focus of singing. So that's like I really wanted to make my dream come true. But at the same time, I knew that there's more to me, and that I really want to combine this. That's actually a gift of mine, and I really want to combine it with all of my intuitive powers that I have, intuitive gifts that I have. I'm an empath, so I can really tune into people. And for some reason, I activated their voice whenever they came to me. They were just talking, and they were saying, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I feel like I can just trust you. And so that was not only my singing voice, but also like I was just there activating them with my presence, and they felt like they could express themselves in a safe space. So that I found very interesting. And it started very early on in my childhood. So even older people would come to me, like way older people would come to me for advice. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I would make that, as it is, sometimes we don't even see that our gifts are our gifts, right? Because they are so easy. And I'm like, I really want to combine this. I really want to combine those actually three components, like my voice, my intuitive gifts, and then like my passion for just, creating space for women and inviting them into my coaching practice. So this is how it all came about, really. And I'm still figuring it out. It's always in a process, as you know, right? It's always in a process. It's always evolving. So yeah, that's one of my passions. And I'm really, really passionate about the voice and our connection to our truth, and like how we can stand in our truth.
Oh, how beautiful. Oh, how beautiful. Just before we talk, I heard a beautiful explanation about how nihilism, the desire even to kill yourself, can be countered by music.
Oh, yeah.
And just to hear this and to remember that I was going to talk to you just made me feel, or this power of the power of love through music, and how you do it. Ladies, she works with something extremely interesting. Nadine has brought to the center of her practice the connection between the womb and the throat. The throat, the one that I cannot use. Yes. If you misunderstood me, is this thing that is in your neck. So there is a connection, and I found it fascinating when I first heard about it. So please tell us more about it, because I know that many people don't know about this.
So yeah, thank you. As you said, it's first of all, the throat is a very, very delicate center. It's a very delicate place, and it's very slim as well, right? So when we see, so the throat is the center of our communication, of our self-expression, of our truth. And it shows us how someone speaks, how they express themselves, if they are in their truth. And most of us, we have blockages there. I have blockages there. especially when we just got sick, you know, a lot of stuff is being moved through the throat. So that's one center that our body has. But let's go back further down, where it all starts, at our foundation, at our base. So the base chakra. So when I talk about chakras, those are energy centers. For those of you who don't know that, we are made of 7 main chakras. And the first center, or the first chakra, is in our base, where at the base of our spine. And this is where our sexual organs are, our sexual glands are. This is where our creativity sits or starts, but most of it is the foundation, which means it's all to do about money, finances. It's all to do about family, and it's all to do about sexuality. So when we have this as a solid foundation, we are strong. And then there's energy. Chakras are energy centers. So energy is moving there. Energy is wants to move there, and it wants to move up. Energy, when it moves, always wants to move up, 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 up. So then we have the second center, which is called the sacral chakra. And this is the center of our creativity, of our fertility, of digestion. But not only digesting food, which is very important, but also how we digest life. So the womb is in the center of those two chakras. And when we look closer into the anatomy of one part of the womb, which is the cervix, and when we compare it to our throat, we can see that they are almost identical. And ladies, you can look it up, Google it on YouTube, or on go on a Google search and find those pictures and see how similar they look. So what does it tell us? If they look similar, that means there's a direct connection. So how we stand in our creativity, how we stand in our truth, how we stand in our power and our foundation is directly connected to our throat, how we express ourselves. And that's why it's so important to know about this. And of course, I don't want to neglect all these other chakras in between. They're all important. But it's fascinating to me that the cervix and the throat are so similar. And I was like, there is so much more to this. And you said something so beautifully, my dear, that sound, that music can uplift spirit, even the most depressed spirit. And I don't want to go into religion, but it says in the Bible, and then God said, let there be light. So God said before there was light. So sound was there before light. Sound is important. Sound, how we digest life, how we experience pleasure, how we experience life, we vocalize it, we verbalize it, we bring it out, we express it through this beautiful center. And it's very big, even though it seems very small, as in our throat. So yeah, that's the womb throat connection, as I call it. And it's so beautiful, and it's a very delicate, and it's a very sacred connection.
Yeah, I just immediately think, when I think about this woman throat, I think about shame.
Oh yeah.
I think about incest.
Yes.
Don't talk about it. No, nobody talks about it. Just recently I was reading a lot about the book, and I recommend it to everybody. The Body Keeps the Score. And he talks a lot about the incest, and we just don't talk about it because we don't even want to know it. So that we don't tell it to ourselves, we cannot tell it to somebody else. And no wonder if the womb was abused, then the throat is in shame. And no wonder women cannot get over it and speak up.
or stand in their power, exactly. And you said something, shame is like the lowest vibration ever of emotions. So it's vibrating very, very low. And shame is at the root of everything evil and of everything of every suffering. That's at the base of every suffering, there is shame. And a lot of us, especially when it comes to our sexuality, because we have been shamed of our sexuality, especially we as women, as little children, as little girls, we have been not taught. Most of us have not been taught what it feels like to be to love those body parts of us. It's always like, okay, we don't talk about, we don't want to see it. It's like it's there. We're so disconnected. There's so much disconnect happening, and it is so painful to see. And I myself have been there, and I myself have had to go through a lot of emotional healing. And this is where it starts, you know, where we have to go into the healing process. We have to look at those things that are unexpressed, that are suppressed. There's so much more. I mean, it's ancestral, it's in a collective, it's on a personal level. There so much goes into this. And the sexuality, when it's not being expressed, then it gets stuck. And sexual energy is life force energy. So when our sexual energy, our life force energy gets stuck, what happens? We get stuck. We feel stuck. We don't feel ourselves. Right?
Yeah, I hear you. And I think the ancestral way of expressing the feminine is water. And what happens when you have stored water, it just starts generating that kind of filth. And but we don't remember what happened to us in our life. We don't remember because we don't know what happened to our mom, grandmother, great grandmother. And it's like the big secret of why we don't talk about periods. We don't talk about miscarriages. We don't talk about even the vagina. We don't use this word.
We don't even use this word. Exactly.
So if we don't talk, how can we start that healing process?
Mm-hmm. So I would always say, because we don't know, when we open that box of Pandora, we don't know what's going to come up. So I would always start the process with being really, really gentle on ourselves. And that is by, first of all, creating a sacred space, either within yourself, but really to have a sacred space in your home, or maybe in nature, or maybe in a community. But I suggest at home, where you can be totally with yourself, where you can express yourself, where you don't feel judged by someone else, where you can retreat to every single time you feel you have to go into that retreat. And then you can create an altar, for instance, and have some flowers, some candles, whatever feels good to you. That's also very creative. So let yourself just be creative and always go gentle on yourself. And the most important thing is self-compassion, because women tend to be so hard on themselves, and even on their wounds and on their traumas. And that's really, really sad. That's really, really sad, because when we go back a little bit further to the base chakra and the sacral chakra, it's to do with the foundation. It's where we don't have the support, where we don't have the financial support, the support of our family. Maybe we have, maybe we don't have like a good connection to our family, where we don't have the support of our community. It's all to do with those energy centers where those wounds and traumas sit. So we need to be so super gentle, super compassionate. And then, as I said, or as you said, sound is important, music is important. Play some wonderful music, meditate if you want to, just sit with yourself. And one of the most powerful things, and I think you agree to this, is journaling, to just write it all down, to empty yourself from all the things that are going on. That's also expression. It's not maybe coming through your throat as sound, but it's also an expression of the throat, of your truth. So you just empty yourself and create space and time for yourself to go into this beautiful healing vortex, because once you open that, it wants to come up. Energy wants to move. You know that, right? So and
I love the idea of the
humming.
healing vortex.
Yes, the healing vortex.
I love that idea. Once you open the healing vortex, everything goes through that.
Yeah. It's not always easy, and it's messy. And we all know it's not linear. It's not. Healing is not linear. Sometimes we think we make 2 steps forward and then 5 steps back. But that's not the case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's talking about another book that I'm reading, Undaunted, highly recommended.
Mm-hmm.
The author is talking about a moment, like you're describing, that she feels really disconnected in her basis. And she says, like if she was channeling you, I want to do what Nadine says. And she describes herself lying on her closet on top of jeans and t-shirts and just lying there. And I really like that description of do what you can just to open that healing vortex. I love it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And of course also, talking about the throat, just hum. Everyone can hum, and everyone also can sing. It's not about how you sound, it's that you sound. Enjoy things. If you eat something so delicious, just let it out. Just do that. Like all of these things, it's so important that we activate this, and once we do that, we activate also our sexuality, our sensuality, and bring it into more harmonious ways together, and bringing it through our heart. Humming, singing, all sorts of sounds, screaming or yelling. It's also sometimes important, necessary, because there's so much suppressed stuff, anger, rage. Oh my God, so many women have so much unexpressed rage, and it gets stuck, and it's not moving, and then we don't feel creative any longer.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I love that you say that, because there is this conversation of the good feelings and the bad feelings, and that I think you're saying there is no good bad feeling, is there?
Exactly. We need to make peace with our emotions, and also the emotions that we have been told are bad emotions. For instance, anger, rage, or sadness, that even has been neglected. So we need to tap into those emotions and make a conscious effort to communicate with them, because again, it's the center of communication, and that's the center of creativity, and that's the center of the foundation. So we need to make sure that we have solid ground to stand on, and that is our truth. And our truth is also I'm not saying that our emotions are us, but to neglect our emotions is the worst thing that we can do, because we're emotional beings, and we just have to accept that fact. We're made of 75% of water, and or even more. Most of us are dehydrated. So I suggest actually to drink more water to get that flow, to get everything into motion again, and to just connect on a deeper level with those emotions, even though you don't want to. So many of us are running away from it, and I myself find in certain times I just don't want to feel a certain way. So I say, okay, I don't want to feel this right now. So I'm shutting off. And that's probably not the best way. So I'm still learning. Everyone's still learning. We are here to help each other in this whole process of, human evolution, if you want to call it that way. But really to activate this sacred, beautiful center, and to express our sacredness. That's so important. It's so important. And life goes so much easier. It's more graceful.
It is so powerful what you're saying. Imagine all women around the world expressing their sacredness. I mean, pollution, financial problems, all kinds of traumas, even the well-being of men will be increased. What's the impact of this? I mean, maybe we don't even know what's the impact of this, but maybe we can start exploring on what's the impact of having a spiritually healthy and awakened women.
I love this. Once we start the healing process, we heal on every level, not only ourselves, but everyone, our whole lineage, past, present, and future. And that's something to be aware of, and to celebrate as well. I think most of us don't even take into account what we are doing, how much we are doing. And we are community creatures. We need to belong. Especially women know how to weave those webs, those networks. That's how we started, and this is still deeply within us. That's the rise of the divine feminine. So when we heal each other. When we heal our ancestors. When we heal our community and our family. Sometimes it is a little bit uncomfortable because they feel something has changed within you. You've changed your energy, and then they don't like that, because that means that they have to face their stuff too, that they have to face what's going on with themselves and with their expression. Are they standing in their truth? Are they really in their power? And most people resist change, don't want to look at this. But if we keep doing what we're doing, and if we keep standing in our power no matter what, it has a ripple effect. And as you said, I truly believe that when women heal, men heal as well.
Mm-hmm. So powerful. I'm so curious. Where will we be in 50 years?
Oh gosh, yes. Again, and I'm curious, and that's another thing that we can tap into maybe more. It's playfulness. Just being playful. Just play with these energies. Play. Don't think about how you look. Just play and see what happens.
Yeah.
Look at children, how they do this. We can learn so much from our children. Yeah. How they do this. They play. Yeah. They know how to move energy. They know how to express themselves if they have not been conditioned yet.
Yeah. And it's a matter of keeping that up as well. You make me remember last night with my son. He created an arcade in all the house. Seriously, he's 11 and he is not big. He likes Minecraft, you know, but he's not behind the tablet. He made us play. And I found it remarkable because he's a boy. And his vision was, one day I will be taking care of children and I will teach them how to play.
How
And I was
beautiful.
thinking, wow.
Yes. Connected. He's connected.
I think it's very important in this conversation of women that we remember that it's not just about women, but it's the impact of it.
Yes, yes, exactly. It's not, of course, it first and foremost, it's about us, but, and that's the thing, we help ourselves and we help others, if we want it or not, just by simply being us, you know, simply being there. It's, I loved what you said earlier, that we are all so unique. We are all so unique, and every one of us has their own medicine. You have your beautiful medicine. No one can ever copy that. It's just you. And I have my medicine, and it's just me, and there's no one else. And you beautiful ladies, you have your beautiful medicine, and there's no one like you. And there's no expression like you.
There's no
and I
expression
always
like
say that because I come from a musical background, that we are all beautiful voices in this big choir, you know, and we need to get into harmony again with ourselves to make this choir sound really, really beautiful.
Oh, how beautiful.
Right?
I don't know if you can top that up, but I really love what you said now. But to start closing the conversation, I would like to ask your intuition on what is that one thing that the ladies at home need to hear from you? What is that thing that will take this home?
Okay, let me just tune into those ladies who are watching. That you are worthy. You are worthy of everything that you desire. You are worthy of the best life possible. And this life is the life to do it. This life is the life to really go for it and to really dream big, go big, and to make it happen and live in abundance and live with grace, because you deserve it and you are worthy. You're worthy.
Wow. Oh, this really reached my heart, Nadine, and it is so important. And for each one of us, what is that? What is that dream big? Love, health. It's not just about money, that it's, you know, it's okay, but a hug. So yes. You deserve it. You deserve joy. You deserve it. Yes. Oh, Nadine, thank you so much. Thank you so much for adding to this conversation. Ladies, thank you very much for being here. We have many other speakers and you're going to be absolutely in love with them. I am putting all the context of Nadine somewhere, so you will find her, and if you can want to go and sing with her. And again, thank you very much, Nadine, for being with us.
Thank you so much, Blanca. It was an honor.
Did you enjoy this? Here is a selection of other videos that I feel you will love. And please don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share. Love and light.